All right, F period, this is us, and C period going over some problems for the study guide. Hopefully we get all the ones you want to. We got about 25 minutes, so feel free to watch as much or as little of this video as you want.
Period.
Say hi to F period, guys. This is the future. Say hi. Hi, F period. So you guys get me in person, they have to watch this online. So I'm just recording so that they can see what's going on. All right, on that note, Joe, you wanted to start at number 2 or 3? Which one? 2, let's start 2. Okay. Those of you in class, you're welcome to listen to as much as you want or tune me out. I don't really mind. So if you feel good, don't listen. If you feel good, then listen. A bird in the top of the tree is looking down at a worm on the ground. So I'm going to immediately stop and I'm going to draw a triangle. The bird is in the top of the tree and it's looking down at a worm on the ground. His angle of depression is 18 degrees and 12 minutes. Okay, I'm going to tell you first, we got to make that a decimal degree. So I got to change that 12 minutes into a decimal, okay? How do I make 12 minutes into a decimal degree? Divide by 60. So 60 minutes, 1 degree. 12 divided by 60, I think it's just 0.2. Am I correct? Anyone do that yet?
Oh, yeah.
0.2, good, okay.
Right.
So that means that instead of 18 degrees and 12 minutes, it's 18.2 degrees. 18.2. It says find the height of the tree. So I'm going to find the height of the tree if the worm is 123 feet from the base of the tree. Okay. Does that look good? Okay, now what do we do? Tan. So we've got opposite, we've got adjacent, we don't have hypotenuse, so we got to do tan, and we'll say tangent of what?
18.2.
Good. Equals.
X over 123
Good.
times if I 123.
And then in the calculator, we're going to literally put 123 tan of 18.2. Hey, remind me, what mode should I be in?
Degrees.
Degrees. It does sound like
Facts, Mason.
it does. Tan 18.2 degrees. Okay. So I get X is 40.44. And that's in feet.
You wouldn't put 123 times 10, you would just put it in 12.
It's the same thing.
Oh,
So if I press the buttons 123 and then I press times and then I did tangent, it's the same thing as what I got right here. So I'm on number 2. Anybody questions on number 2 before I move on? Micah, do you have my next problem? 7. Okay, we're gonna jump over to number 7. We can always come back, but we're gonna jump to number 7. It says Audrey is walking at a pace of 3 miles per hour towards the Math Hall of Fame building. At one point, her angle of elevation to the top of the building is 11 degrees. What?
Math Hall of Fame is right.
I go. Sorry.
I'm not gonna be
Oh, okay. I don't. I just was like, yeah, it's a building, but no, it. Okay, I thought it was cricket. Okay, so 11 degrees, and then after 15 more minutes of walking, her angle of elevation is 13.5. So let's draw our triangles. If I give you 2 different angles of elevation, we're going to draw 2 triangles within each other, right? So I've got a smaller one right here, and then I'm going to take this and extend it out right about there. Feels a little bit off. You want it to overlap still. Like this. So you want something like that. So you need to make sure that you have a triangle. They both share this point up top. They both share this right angle. It's just these 2 points are the separate ones. Do you remember how I remember if 11 or 13.5 goes first?
Smaller.
Smaller goes on the outside. Good. You guys are so good at that. Okay, smaller one goes on the outside. We wanna know how tall the building is, so I'm gonna put an X for the height because that's what I wanna end up finding. And if I find something else first, I know I'm not done because I haven't found X. Okay, now what we're about to find using the other information, she's walking at a pace of 3 miles per hour. And she does that for 15 minutes. Okay, that's gonna give me this distance right here, and we're actually gonna find that because we can take, I'll put it down here, 3 miles per hour. And I don't care if you make it miles or feet. Honestly, I would probably just leave it in miles. I need to though change it because I've got 15 minutes, okay? So in 1 hour, there are how many minutes? 60 minutes. And we know that she walked for how many of those minutes? 15 minutes. Okay, if I start canceling out units, I've gotten rid of hour, I've gotten rid of minute, and I'm left with mile. Okay, I'm probably gonna leave it at mile because I don't want to go a step further for feet. Could you go a step further for feet? Sure, I don't care.
Do you have to get in feet to get the
Does it tell
height
you?
of the feet?
So you could tell me the building is 0.02 miles tall. Do you want me to go to feet? Would that make you happier? Okay, I'll go to feet. I'll tell you right now, you don't have to if you don't want to. That being said, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of decimals if you don't. This will be a little bit more like numbers that we're used to dealing with. So that means I wanna make my 1 mile, how many feet are in a mile? Good. And so then my miles cancel out and I'm left with feet. So I'm gonna do 3 times 15 times 5280. And then I'm gonna divide that by 60. So I do everything on top together. I multiply everything on top and then I divide by what's on bottom, which is only 60. So divided by 60, I get 3,960 feet. Okay, that's how far she walked over here. She walked 3,960 feet. Okay, now, just like we did the other day, we've got to use another variable to represent this side right here. We're just use D, and now we're gonna redraw our 2 triangles. This is like the harder one that we did yesterday, so I'm glad we're doing it together again.
You can write, you have to put it right there.
You gotta put something right there. Because when I redraw this triangle, I've got 13.5 and I've got X, and I would like to have something on that bottom, just so I can write my trig function. And which trig function are we gonna use here? Tangent. Is everybody okay with what I'm doing so far?
Yeah.
Wait, Miss White, so you're doing the. Do you ever have to do 3960 plus?
I will, in a minute, but I'm not ready for that yet.
The bigger triangle.
I do have to draw this big triangle so I can put everything out, but I'm focused on the little I'm focused on this one right now. In a minute, I'm gonna draw the big triangle and I'll have to add those 2 together.
So you don't have to draw the other triangle? Smaller one, the little one.
Not yet.
But this, you just draw the little.
Well, I drew this little one. Do you mean that one?
No, like, where these others?
Oh, we just haven't done it yet. We're going to, but we just haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna do this and I'll do my tangent here. So that's gonna be tangent of 13.5. Let me move this over since I can. Tan of 13.5 equals X over D.
Can you find the tan of 11 already?
Well, I'm not ready to go there yet. I'm almost there. Give me 2 seconds. What I would do is go one more step and I would multiply by D on both sides so that I just have X by itself. And at this step, you could also do tan of 13.5 in your calculator. Do you want me to do that? Okay, if I did the tangent of 13.5, then I would get that D or that X is equal to 0.2400 D is X. So if you'd prefer not to tote around that 13 point or tan of 13.5, if that just feels like too much for you, I put that into the calculator and I got 24 or 0.24. 0.24 D. 0.24 D. Okay, now I'm ready to draw the next triangle, the bigger triangle. So I had to draw the small one first. Now I'm drawing the bigger one. Now I have my 11 degrees. I still have X as my height, What's the base of this triangle gonna be now?
D plus 3.
Good, it's at D plus 3,960, right? It's this whole thing at the bottom, 3,960 plus D's, plus D's. Okay, again, we'll do tangent, label opposite adjacent. Tangent of 11 equals X over D plus 3,960. All right, this is where we have to start solving. You're welcome at this point to do tan of 11 in your calculator. And when I do tan 11, I get out 1.944. Or 0.9, thank you so much. 0.1944. And then I can cross multiply, so tan 11 becomes that, and I can now cross multiply those pieces. If you hate what I just did, let me redo it. Let me do it. I'll just change this tangent. I'll cross it out and put 0.1944, and that's equal to everything else. Nothing else has changed. Okay. However, I don't want nothing else to change because I still have an equation with an X and a D. That's a problem, right? What can I take out? What can I replace? How can I simplify it? With what?
With, the 20.
Good. I'm gonna take out that X and I'm gonna put in 0.24D.
You can not just cross multiply. Am I missing something?
I did, and then I went backwards because I thought it was messy.
Yeah.
You can hang on here.
And you cross multiply?
We're about to, but I don't want you to cross multiply until we substitute that 0.24D.
You can't have an X and a B.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
What was the point of getting, tan 13.5, or never mind.
All right, now, like Ty said, I'm ready to cross multiply. So I'm gonna multiply this. And I start getting 0.1944D plus, and we have to do 0.1944 times 3,960. And then that's equal to 0.24D. Then we'll get the D's together on the same side. So I will minus 0.1944D from both sides.
You distribute that?
Yes. You gotta
Why did you
distribute,
have to tan 11?
you would still distribute tan
So
11.
it'd be 3,960 tan 11.
And
D tan 11.
yes. So now I've got 0.0456 D, and then we'll divide by that 0.0456. I feel like I didn't use my space very well, so I'm so sorry. Hopefully you guys use your space better. And so D is going to equal. What is that? 16,882.11 feet.
If you kept it in tan, what would you do after?
You gotta use the tan at some point.
0.24D equals 3,960 tan 11 plus D tan 11.
So then you would have to minus that D tan 11 from both
Get all
sides.
the Ds on one
Get all the Ds on one side. Yeah, Danny. Yeah,
So is that 16,000 the final number?
nope, that is just your D. That's just your D. So if this is just my D, let's go back to the very beginning.
Plus 3,000.
Yeah, you could do that. I don't know if it's, you need to, because we want to find X. You can plug this D into your equation, or even better, plug it into this 0.24D equals X. So we're gonna take that number and times 0.24. And so my X is, what is that, 4,051. 4,051.71 feet. Equals X. Oh, no.
Yeah. I still don't get what's. I subtracted. this.
Did you get 0.24 D minus D tan 11?
Yes.
Okay, you're doing great. Now you need tan 11 to be a decimal, so you can actually combine those.
So I could get, I don't normally have to do that. This is.
So you could have not made that 0.24 into 0.24. You could have kept it at tan of 13.5.
That's where I'm going wrong.
And then you would have had D times tan of 13.5 minus tan 11, and then you would divide that from both sides.
I should have just done that.
Carolyn, we can look at 8. Yeah, I got about 9 more minutes. Okay. I think this is the exact same type of problem. Do you want to do the conversion part at least together?
Wait, is that the final answer about 4?
Yes, 4,000. So Caroline asked to do 8, and I said, yes, it is the exact same thing as what we just did on 7. So I think I'll help you set it up, and then I'll kind of give it to you on your own, and I'll put the key with all the work online later. But I want you to be able to try it like this, okay? Brianna is walking towards the building at a pace of 0.2 or 2.5 miles per hour. She has a angle of elevation at 18 degrees, and then she walks for 20 minutes, and then her angle of elevation is 68 degrees. So her walking at a pace of 2.5 and her walking for 20 more minutes is going to give us this distance right there. The distance between your two angles. And so we can do our conversions just like we did last time, right? So I've got 2.5 miles per hour. We want to get it into feet, okay? And we've also got 20 minutes. So let's deal with the minutes first. What do I do next? How do I get rid of that hours?
1 hour.
Good, 1 hour, 60 minutes. Now I'm going to throw in my 20 minutes. Hours have canceled, minutes have canceled. So our time is good. Now we just want to make our miles into feet. So 1 mile is how many feet?
5280.
Good. And now my miles cancel and I'm just left with feet. So we'll multiply 2.5 times 20 times 5280. And I will divide that by 60. And I get 4,400. So that's this distance right here. Just like the other one, I would label X in the same spot and D in the same spot, and I'll just kind of let that sit. Have you guys try that on your own? Number 7, we got, the final answer is 4,051.
We get 27.
From D though, did you get 16,882? I'll come help you in a second. Yeah, Joe,
27.
27. All right, 27, we've got cotangent of inverse tangent root 3. Okay, what do I do first?
Tangent, like,
Do the inside function, do the inside function.
I just didn't know if that was like, because there's no parentheses between the cot and.
Pretend. You can just throw them in there if it makes you happy. What'd you say? I don't have it right here. I can see if I have an answer key in a second. It's so Joe, we keep going on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so tangent is what in terms of X and Y's?
Whatever.
Y over X. Good. So we're asking ourselves what angle has a tangent of root 3 over root 3? At this point, I'm kind of asking, is it a 30-degree angle? Is it 45? Is it a 60?
Wouldn't that be like? It's like 30.
It might be 30, it might be 60, we gotta try. So if it's y over x, I'm gonna use root 3 over 2 or 1/2. If I want to end with root 3, I need that root 3 over 2 to be on top. Because what I'm,
Yeah, so it's 30.
so, well, the root 3 needs to go with the y.
Oh.
So then I need to switch those. So which angle will that be?
60.
60. So that's my 60-degree angle. So the inside answer is 60. Then I have to do the outside function of that, so that I'm gonna do cotangent of 60. Good thing I already have my ordered pair up there. So now I'm gonna do cotangent. What is cotangent in terms of x and y?
Say again.
What is cotangent in terms of x and y? If we know tangent is y,
X over 1.
x over y, good, so we're gonna do x over y. I'll jump over here and do that. So I'm gonna do 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2. And so 1/2 times 2 over root 3. Gives me 1 over root 3, and we gotta rationalize. Root 3 over 3. Yeah. Like another packet? Yeah, over here. I also put it on Schoology in case anyone else needs it. Yeah. Yeah. Nathan.
What's a quick example of when you know how to draw that?
Oh, like we did in our notes today
Yeah.
or yesterday, you know that you need to draw a triangle when it's not a 30, when it's not a unit circle.
Okay.
So like, I would say all of these look like unit circle problems. And so the ones that you need to draw look like the ones on your homework and the ones on your notes. So if it's giving us like 1/5 or like an angle that, it would not give you an angle you don't know.
know.
But yeah, if it gave us like 2/3 that we don't know off of our unit circle, you'd have to draw a picture.
And the, like, the sign negative note as well, like the parentheses. That's happening.
No, sign negative one could be inside the parentheses.
Be like, yeah, no.
It can be either way.
So like here, yeah, for 15, that's
Yes.
sine 3/2, and that's y, so that would be 30, and then you would. No, it's 60. And then it's like x, so you would take the x of 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ty, what are you looking at? I'm gonna stop you guys. If I do more, I'll put another video. Bye.